Hello everyone, Jonathan Y here. This is our week 6 discussion, and mine will be presenting to the Revolutionary Spaces. This is a nonprofit historical society group from Boston, Massachusetts. Their mission is not to just preserve history, but to interpret and communicate it to the public in various ways. Therefore, this presentation would be useful for them to hear about the historiography of the Boston Massacre of 1770. I would begin this presentation by showing a picture of Paul Revere's original engraving of the Boston Massacre, which is a source from the Library of Congress. And I would summarize the details of the event as they happened, and then transition how it played an important role in keeping the patriot spirit alive in these 4 or so years before the Revolutionary War. After gaining their interest, I will let them know that this important historical event also has an interesting historiography and held significant symbolic meanings for specific purposes in the 18th, 19th, and 20th centuries. I will use mainly ProQuest historical newspapers to trace this historiography. For instance, I will state that in the 18th century, the Boston Massacre was understood and remembered as an event that highlighted tensions between the colonists and the British, and it was used as a symbol to sustain that patriot spirit. I'll use an article from the Washington Post of that time that offers a direct account of the incident, which frames the British against the colonists, quoting, "On March 5th, 1770, the town of Boston was stirred by a public outrage when His Majesty's redcoats killed several colonists," end quote. I will share that most articles of this time offered similar accounts. I will then transition to the 19th century, the abolitionist era, by stating that while the core facts remained the same of the event, different details were emphasized to serve different purposes and new purposes, including a more humanized portrayal of the men that were shot, and especially it highlighting Crispus Attucks, a black man, as the figure who provoked the crowd, even a martyr. So he was honored above all. The source I will use is from the New York Times in 1887. Here, the governor of Boston dedicated a memorial to Mr. Attucks, saying he was a, quote, contemporary of the martyrs, end quote. I will then use the 1887 New York Times source expressing disagreement with this memorial from the Massachusetts Historical Society, as they said, quoting, "These men were rioters, not patriots," end quote, thereby proving that the account symbolism was changing at this time. I will then transition to the 20th century. I will explain that Attucks' prominence as a central heroic figure, mainly for the black community, grew over time and was shaped by political and social needs. Another source from the ProQuest newspapers is the Chicago Defender of 1942, entitled, "Let Us Pause and Honor Crispus Attucks, attest to this," quoting, "We know that he was considered by the men of his day as he would have been considered by those of our own, a member of the colored group," end quote. At this point, his role becomes more widely recognized in textbooks and public history and memory as a symbol of black participation in American history and a sacrifice for freedom. In closing, I will speak of the Boston Massacre's legacy in that it has evolved alongside historians' perspectives, yet its enduring symbolism as a catalyst for resistance, no matter how it is remembered today. In different public schools textbooks, some things are different and different details brought out, but whatever it is, it remains a powerful touchstone of American memory. Thank you.